Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Lee Duckworth. My grandmother used to share recipes as 1 part this and 3 parts that, so Angela Lee Duckworth's 1 part talent and 2 parts effort sounded familiar to me. Yet in many circles, talent seems to reign as the deciding factor of success and effort gets sidelined. In performance fields like music and sports, for example, gracious genetics often gets the credit. While it is true that size and physique can be very helpful in sports, and a sense of rhythm or pitch is an advantage in music, all top performers have put in hours of practice to develop the success they achieve. Duckworth's formula in mathematic terms looks like this: talent times effort equals skill. Skill times effort equals achievement. Effort counts twice. The encouraging message in Duckworth's book is that if talent is responsible for success, effort is doubly responsible. That means that someone willing to stick to it and put in the effort has a chance at success as well. You've probably heard of the 10,000-hour rule coined by Malcolm Gladwell. 10,000 hours is the magic number of greatness. Duckworth joins others in pointing out that the 10,000 hours can't be made up of just any practice, though. The hours must be focused and evaluative. Many of us amass a quantity of hours at our jobs, but we don't become masters because our practice isn't of the correct quality. As a teacher, Angela Duckworth wanted to know what made some achieve in her 7th grade math class over the others. She had the data to show that the achievers weren't necessarily the ones with the highest cognitive skill. She knew effort seemed to be important. She ended up leaving her teaching position and becoming a research psychologist, passionate about pinpointing that one factor that contributed most to success. She studied those who succeeded in various fields, from National Spelling Bee contestants to top West Point graduates. She ended up calling that factor grit. Passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Grit is the ability to stick to something even in the face of adversity and failure. It is a combination of commitment and resiliency. The good news is that grit can change. You can become grittier. Direct your focus on these 4 components. 1. Developed interest or fascination. 2. Deliberate practice. 3. Clear purpose. And 4. Growth mindset. Before we move on, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support will help us continue pushing out great content. Alright, now let's dive deep into the first component. Develop an interest or fascination. Perhaps you've had the experience of a nagging problem that you just can't get. Then you go on a long walk and come home with the answer. The idea of developing a fascination with something is that your mind can replace worry and negative self-talk with ponderance or questions concerning your specific interest. In doing this, you will unleash a very powerful tool, your mind, while displacing the negative interferences that often runs wild there. Encourage that fascination. Read or listen to podcasts on your own interest. Seek out others with similar interests and explore their knowledge and share your own. Look into the history of your topic and see what else has been done. By all means, keep records, a journal of your pondering, sketches related to your topic, scrapbooks of articles, and so on. The world still has over 7,000 pages of Leonardo da Vinci sketches, ideas, and notes, giving evidence to the productivity of a busy mind. The side benefit is really helpful as well. If you can ponder something positively and potentially beneficial, your mind will be more positive in its focus, and some of the negative thoughts that bog down a mind that is bored or restive can be displaced by positive activity. Practice deliberately to improve. While this sounds simple, it needs to be fleshed out to get to the depth of this step. Practicing cannot just be putting in time. Practice needs to be focused on an aspect of your development that you see as weak, and then progress needs to be routinely evaluated. This is where things can get tough, because when you focus on a weakness, you focus on where you are failing, and improvement might be painstakingly slow. But can you see how this struggle, in and of itself, increases grit? Gifted and talented programs were largely formed in schools because gifted children seldom struggled with schoolwork. Because they seldom struggled, they did not know how to fail or how to overcome difficulty. Gifted and talented programs set as a goal to get these kids the correct level of challenge so their grittiness could increase. Real practice, then, needs to focus on the missing or weak skill. A basketball player that tends to miss free throws won't benefit from staying after practice for 15 extra minutes shooting his layup that already rocks. Often it is hard to face our weaknesses, and we might think that we would prefer to just overcompensate in a related area. Take the sales associate, for example, that kept perfect records, picked up on leads quickly, and was great at one-on-one relationship building. But her ultimate success also required occasional group presentations. These were scary, and she just wasn't good at them. That sore spot is exactly the spot needing focused attention and practice. As Duckworth says, the gritty person's refrain is, "Whatever it takes, I want to improve." Clarify your overall purpose. While there's a lot of hype on identifying immediate and long-range goals, don't diminish the importance of knowing why these goals are important to you. Duckworth's research showed that people with a greater purpose than merely seeking personal pleasure were more successful in the long haul. Given the need for deliberate struggle to improve, the findings make sense. Improving will not always be pleasure-producing. Knowing your higher purpose can help you push through. Some find it easier to visualize that one person who will benefit from your work or accomplishment. Others are motivated by seeing the accomplishment benefit a multitude. A cancer researcher, for example, might face dead end after dead end. The chance for pleasure, being published, gaining renown, isn't in the immediate future. Yet, knowing that there is someone depending on you, many in fact, can be the greater good that keeps the researcher going in the face of repeated setbacks. Develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the idea that you can improve, you can learn, you can do it. Many people believe that several failures mean a path isn't for you. You should abandon the challenge. A growth mindset is more prone to attacking the challenge rather than themselves. It's the attitude of, if it can be done, I can do it. Neuroscientists have proven that the brain is plastic and even the aging brain has an immense capacity to learn. So the problem isn't with the brain, but with the mindset. Growth mindset is built by reflecting on the times you pushed through and did something you thought was way too hard or too scary. It builds not only on experience, but on remembering and contemplating those experiences, even the ones that seemed really insignificant. The growth mindset uses those special experiences as evidence that success is possible. Grandma's recipes using one part this and one part that were so foreign to me at first. I wanted it in cups and teaspoons, but look how versatile her recipes were. She could easily adapt to feed one person or 100. Remembering one part talent, 2 parts effort is versatile too. It can be applied across the board to the activities of life. So how about cooking up some grit?